Hey guys, tonight I want to quickly share 10 altcoins that appear to be holding their own in anticipation of this Bitcoin ETF. Alright guys, welcome. So in the last video I kind of went over the altcoin space, and sorry for the kind of fuddish headline. Altcoins I saw were breaking major support levels. Well, there are a few altcoins that are steadily holding the line in anticipation of the Bitcoin ETF approval. All right, so as we all await the approval, most traders are kind of shrinking back, especially after that quick flash crash, which liquidated a lot of leverage in the market. And so traders are kind of patiently sitting on the sidelines waiting. Now, you guys all know my opinion. Posted that in the video a couple videos ago. How I think Bitcoin is going to spike up to 48,000, maybe wick up to 50, 52,000 before this whole thing becomes a sell the news event. So it's not like big institutions are going to immediately flood the market with their millions and millions of buys for these ETFs. That's not what's going to happen. And additionally, as I explained, the psychology of the market movers is to make sure they can get the most out of the retailers. That is how they enrich their own pockets. All right, they're going to dump you upside down and shake you till you're dry, and you're left holding only the bag. And that's the way they work. So I see this whole thing, even with the halving coming up in April, as a sort of sell the news event. That doesn't mean I don't think we're going to spike higher. You all know I do think that. In fact, I have, for the first time ever, gone 100% into Bitcoin, and I'm going to play this spike that I think is about to occur with the approvals. Now, maybe it doesn't happen this next week, but then at the end of January, we may get that news. Either way, I've got my stops in very tight. So if we get a delayed approval notification sometime this week by the SEC, Bitcoin, if I'm not at the screen, will stop out for me, and I'll be prepared to buy at a lower entry level. Some of you probably would prefer trading altcoins because the moves are exaggerated. So whatever happens to Bitcoin, altcoins tend to follow, and many altcoins exaggerate that move by 2x, maybe 3x. So maybe you're a little bit more risk adverse and would like to play some of these altcoins. There are a few altcoins that are consistently holding the line and have not fallen below that red level that I have spoken about. So let me jump into the charts here and I'll show you what I'm speaking of. Okay, this is Bitcoin. Again, my buy entry to 48,000, and that is where I'm going to be out. If I'm at the computer screen, I may let some of that ride up for the wick to 50, 52,000 if that happens. But here are the altcoins that are doing actually surprisingly well. The first one is storage here. And you can see, yes, it did break, excuse me, on the RSI, this level of support, all right? But it has now found support down here on this green line. And every time we hit that green line or around that green line, we tend to bounce. And that is my expectation with storage again, in correlation with the spike on the ETF approval notice that I expect to occur with Bitcoin. So if you're more inclined, if you're more risk averse and would like a coin to enter, this might be a good one. Of course, not financial advice. I'm just stating what I see on the charts here. Next one is Stellar Lumens, XLM. All right, very bullish triangle here, which we broke into the top side of. And we found resistance right here at 11 cents. Is that 11 cents? I can't see without my glasses. 13 cents. And this is also forming an inverse head and shoulders pattern. So very bullish. And then the target here, if it spikes up and let's say Bitcoin is approved, this would spike in correlation with that Bitcoin spike. I think the target could be 18 to 19 cents. All right, my next coin here is AVAX. All right, and you can see a bullish descending triangle. We're continuing down inside of this triangle. We have broken the support on the RSI. However, like with the previous coins, was that Stellar or Storage? I can't remember now. Storage. We found support here on this green line. So I do expect a bounce, and that may come in correlation with a touch. I don't think we'll get down to this ascending red level, but we may get down to this horizontal level of $30 here before it takes off again. And then the target would be $52. All right. And next one, believe it or not, is still good old Solana. Solana has been very bullish. It broke to the downside of this bullish descending triangle, this bullish wedge, but it found support here at $94, and the body is currently resting right on that. Now, we could come down to the red ascending trend line, but I don't know that that's going to happen. We did find support here on this line. I mean, it's broken down below, but we need a couple days to confirm whether that's going to continue down. My personal opinion, if it does, it won't go much further. I think it'll find support on this price level up here, whether it's this horizontal line at $94 or this ascending trend line. I don't know, but Solana is still bullish, believe it or not. And then the fifth one here is Bitcoin Cash. All right, so Bitcoin Cash found support on this ascending red trend line. It has not even touched this, what I call touch and go line on the RSI. This ascending black trend line, we have not even touched that yet. So that's still a possibility, but Bitcoin Cash looks like it's ready to take off at any moment. Okay, and then I have a few more here. Sand is, holding the line as well. We've come down to support on the RSI. It has held its price level as well. So Sand is still actually looking pretty good. And I think a lot of that has to do with, I believe it opened up in Hong Kong. So the Far East is buying this one up. And this one's been holding the line fairly well as well. Next one here is H-bar, a DeFi play. All right, so it looks like it still has a ways to come down. Now, these next ones I would not necessarily buy at these price levels. I'm just showing you that they still are in bullish territory on both the RSI and on the price chart. But I don't necessarily mean by that it's a good buy entry, and that would be included here. H-bar would be included here with that theory. I think we should come down and touch that red ascending trend line before I even become interested in buying this. And hopefully that would correlate with the RSI coming down here to my touch and go line. All right. If that correlated, if those two touched at the very same time, that's a perfect entry opportunity. Optimism is still high as well, way above the red ascending trend line here on the price chart. And you can see it is really up there. So it's coming down as well. If you look down here on the RSI, you can see there is some support here with this red trend line. May break that as well, though, because it is up there in price. So it's got a ways to come down. But again, also in bullish territory. Arbitrum is also still in bullish territory, but it is coming down as well. And again, these are coins that I wouldn't be interested in entry in until they came down to this red ascending trend line. And I would prefer to see that in correlation with a touch on the support down here on the RSI as well. All right, so that's Arbitrum, and I have SEI here, a parallelization, how do you say that, play, and the blockchain. So it operates and makes transaction speed much faster. It's kind of like a computer can have multi-core processing. This blockchain can do processing and parallelization and increase the speed. So this one, again, way high, not something I'm interested in entry, but still holding the line and very bullish. Power, of course, had that surprise bull pump, and I mean, it has really flown. And really, it's at new highs, new all-time highs. If we go back here, at least on this chart, and I'm not sure, this is taken from Coinbase prices, so could have been higher on another exchange, but on Coinbase at least, it has never been as high as it is today. And for that reason, there's no way I would enter here. However, I did have to bring this coin to your attention because it still is very bullish. All right, despite what's happening, look at this, all red except for power today, another 33%, and that's after 40, 30, 50% day and another 40, 50% day. All right, so we're really pumping here the last 3 days on power, but again, here's where we touch our resistance on the RSI at 90. So there's almost no chance it goes above that, especially with all the uncertainty. This is something you would definitely want to short at this level if you're into shorting. Anyways, guys, that is what I wanted to show you very quickly here today. If you're interested in altcoin plays, of course, the first 5 or 6 that I mentioned would be the best plays if you're going to trade this next week with the BTC ETF approval. Peace, y'all.